Good evening. This is Vanessa Miller Pierce, and I am so happy to be here with you tonight. I am here to talk about some of my findings with the American Queen as I researched the book, and I actually journeyed to the Happy Land. So I'm going to show you a quick video, and with these segments, I'm going to do about 7 segments on the Happy Land, and they're going to take place every Monday from now until December 18th. And I'm going to show you just different things that occurred as I was researching this book. It is so exciting to me. Right now, I'm going to show you a video with me standing on the grounds of the Happy Land. You hear me? I stood on the ground that Queen Louella walked on. And so let me show you this video real quick. I am amazed that I am right now standing on land that was owned by the Kingdom of the Happy Land people. They owned the land for miles and miles around. You see all those trees? Well, they knocked down many trees to be able to build the cabins that they had on their land, the church that they had on their land, the schoolhouse. This right here is amazing to me. Yeah, the homes are gone now, but this land was once owned by Queen Louella, King William, King Robert, and all the people who journeyed with them to the Happy Land. They promised their people a place where they could find refuge, peace, and this is where they began to build. I am amazed to be able to stand here, the American Queen, January 30th, 2024. I cannot wait for you guys to be able to read this story and to understand what it means to stand on Kingdom Land. I am amazed. Kingdom Land. So it was wonderful to be able to stand on Kingdom Land, in case you want to know. And thank you so much, Nicole Lynch. Nicole and I talked about the fact that I wanted to go and visit the Kingdom of the Happy Land. And she's a photographer. And so she told me, she said, well, if you go, I'll come and I'll take pictures, I'll video and everything. And let me tell you, she more than kept her word. She blessed me so. And so today I have on my shirt that says the Queen, because we're talking about the Queen. Did you know there once was the Queen in America? This is a true story. Her name was Queen Louella. And I am so happy to be able to bring you her story. So before I go any further, I want to thank a couple of people. First of all, the American Queen would have never been possible because I did not know of the story. And a lot of people, as I keep reading reviews from people who are some of our early readers, they keep saying, I'm so happy to be able to have found out about this unknown story. It is a hidden gem in American history. But I didn't know anything about it, even though I live here in North Carolina. It was Lisa Wingate who told me a Facebook friend of hers mentioned the Kingdom of the Happy Land people to her. And they said, you might want to check this out. And so she told me about it. She said, Vanessa, you live in North Carolina. You might be interested in this story on the Kingdom of the Happy Land people. And so I began to research. First, of course, I went to Google. And so, but Google, of course, was not the end. I had to dig deep, and I'll be telling you guys more about all of the research I did in this 7-week segment. But I don't want to hold you too long each night. So tonight I'm just kind of showing you just the beginnings of it. So first I have to thank Lisa Wingate. Man, did she bless me, because when I began to research this, I knew I had to write this story. I fell in love with the idea of bringing something like this to our people to understand, because we're always calling ourselves, we're like, hey king, hey queen, but no, there really was a queen, there really was a king in America, and they were Black people, and it was right after emancipation. Now you guys saw all the trees back there, right? So they lived in the Appalachian Mountains, and when I drove there, and I'm going to show you also a little piece that can show you, it was like a fortress to them. And I want to show you how when Nicole and I drove into the Happy Land, you'll be able to see it, because they have to drive. Well, they had wagons at that time, so they had to ride, down the mountain and up the mountain to get to their home. And I want to show you kind of like how it looked when we rode in there. And so then you'll kind of get an idea for this. Let's see, I think this is the one here. Yes. Okay. So let me go back here and show you this it's a real quick clip, but you'll get the idea. You see how quick that was? If you weren't looking, you missed it. But do you see all the trees? And do you see this just the little piece of driving space there? We felt like if there was another car coming, they were gonna run into us, or they had to stop. But that's the little piece of land that you have to go through in order to get to the kingdom of the Happy Land. And so it is now owned by David Payne and Shelley Rogers, and I want to thank them, because they allowed us to come on this land. And David, he gave us a tour. And my husband's name is David, so I think God just shined on us and gave us favor, because let me tell you, I had been planning to go to the Happy Land for months and months since I started to write the book, but I couldn't find the owners and get permission to be able to go on the land, because it's private land. So I was telling Nicole I wanted to go. I had talked with the Henderson County Deeds Office, because they actually have the actual deed that King Robert and Queen Louella brought in to Henderson County. And if you've read an early copy of The American Queen, you know what I'm talking about. And so I wanted to be able to go there and see it, take pictures of it. And I have those for you, and I'll be showing them to you in another segment. And so I knew I had permission already to go there. I knew I wanted to go to the Henderson County Library, because they hold the only copy that's available of the Kingdom of the Happy Land. It's about it's a small booklet that was written back in the 1950s, and she was a historian, Sadie Patton Smathers. She was a local historian, and she interviewed descendants of the Kingdom of the Happy Land people. And so I knew I had to go and see that book, and so I was able to do that, but I didn't have permission yet to go to the Happy Land. And then 2 days before we were scheduled to go, I received the call from Shelley, and she granted us permission to come on the land. And I was so thrilled. So thank you, Shelley. Thank you, David. If you ever happen to see this video, it was much appreciated. Oh, Nicole and I, we were in heaven, just walking around the Happy Land. And so here's the other thing that I want you to, there's a picture I'm going to show you tonight as well, because I want you to see the trail that the Kingdom of the Happy Land people used when they were on their wagons and they were going into town. And so I'll show you that. But first, I want to show you the gift that I am giving away tonight is this mixed tile of the American Queen and the soundtrack. The soundtrack is, you'll get a download of it if you pre-order the American Queen. So everyone who pre-orders will get the soundtrack, a download copy of it, and you will get a poster size, an 8x11 poster of the American Queen. We've taken my name off the bottom. We've taken a novel off of the top. And this will be a poster for you for everyone who pre-orders. But tonight, I'm just going to mail you this. And to get it, I'll tell you what you have to do in a minute. So you got to hang on to know what you have to do in order to have me mail you these two things. And so why did we do a soundtrack for the American Queen? Well, because Queen Louella was a singer. And they had the Happy Land singers. And so we did 4 songs, and they're like the songs of the 1800s, and that's why we were able to do them. And so I'm just really excited about that. Here's the other picture I wanted to be able to show you guys. And thank you so much for joining me tonight. Let's see, I think I have one comment. Here's the other picture I wanted to be able to show you guys. Gotta turn it. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Let's see, I think I have one comment. Okay, I can't get in there because I told y'all about my technical issues. I was trying to see the comment. I'll answer the comments in a minute once I'm done here. But please go ahead and comment. Now, let me show you this other thing that I wanted you to see. Now, this is the land. And as you see, for miles and miles, acres and acres, you see all those trees. In the American Queen, I talk about the trees that they actually had to knock down in order to build their kingdom. So you see that there are still many trees left, but this was not a kingdom like you see in England or like you see in, France or whatever. This was an American kingdom. And in America, we work hard to get the things that we want and desire. And that's exactly what they did. They worked this land. They knocked down trees and built homes for their people. But the other thing I wanted you to be able to see is, do you see this trail here? As David told me while he was giving us the tour, he said this trail was there when the Kingdom of the Happy Land people lived here. They actually were the ones who created this trail, and this is what they use with their wagons to be able to leave and go out to town. And I already showed you the little narrow space that you have to get into the Kingdom of the Happy Land. And so that's where they would travel with their wagons out to the other areas. And the closest place to the Kingdom of the Happy Land was Hendersonville, and that's why they had to go there to do the deed when they bought all this land. And I visited Hendersonville, and I'm going to show you pictures of that in another segment. So that is, as I said, I don't want to hold you long tonight. That is what I wanted to show you about the Kingdom of the Happy Land so far. I wanted to show you the land and have you picture standing on this land, because that is what I actually had the opportunity to do. And it took my breath away, actually, because I wrote about these people and I could not believe that I was able to stand there where the people who lived there and built a whole kingdom. And I found out in the book, there's one thing that I wrote, because I'm geographically challenged, that is incorrect in the book. And I'm going to tell you about that in another segment and I'm going to show you the picture and show you it's not a whole big deal, but I want you to know that I messed up because I wasn't able to visit in the first place. So that is what I recommend authors. You're writing about real people, a real event that happened in our history. Go visit the place if you can. I just unfortunately wasn't able to get the permission until very recently. And so, but I told you it's in the Appalachian Mountains also, right? So when we were driving there, my ears started to pop. Oh, it's like I'm in an airplane. It's up there. But it's actually only 2 hours away from where I live here in Charlotte. So it was a very easy drive. It was no problem at all. Now, the other thing I want you to know before we end tonight is that my publisher is doing a Goodreads giveaway for the American Queen. So go to Goodreads and just type in The American Queen by Vanessa Miller and enter to win a copy of the book. We're giving away 100 copies, and the giveaway ends on November 14th. So get over there, run, don't walk, and enter the contest. I also have a book club contest on my website, which is just vanessamiller.com. And if you want to pre-order the book, I have 2 pre-order stores on my website, which is Park Roads Books and Riches in Reading. And if you pre-order from either one of those stores, you will receive this post 8x11 size poster of the American Queen and the download code to the American Queen soundtrack. So get that done. Just go to my website, vanessamiller.com. Get that done. I am so happy that you joined me tonight. And what I'm going to be doing for anyone who missed the video, the Zoom segment, I'm going to be showing the videos that I show during my segments that the following day on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And so you'll get the videos, but you just won't get the behind the scenes information. So thank you guys so much. I will see you next time, which will be next Monday. Join me here at 7 p.m.